the spring break edition of Inside Groove. Greg's on vacation. I'm Jackson Jeffrey. Did you know that Lucas Oil is now a major sponsor at Ohsweken Speedway? Last week at Motorama, Clinton stopped by the Lucas Oil booth.
Well, we're here at the Motorama show with Matt Irvine from Lucas Oil. Matt, getting your email after our banquet was probably one of the coolest things that happened to me so far as the manager of Ohsweken. For someone like Lucas Oil and yourself to reach out to us and tell us that we need to start talking about the relationship between Ohsweken Speedway and Lucas Oil was amazing. Shows us that we're doing the right things. What prompted you to give us that email?
Because we just keep hearing about Ohsweken Speedway, Ohsweken Speedway, Ohsweken Speedway. Doing it differently, doing it right, bringing entertainment, bringing value. And that's what it's about. It's about doing things and maybe a little bit differently, maybe outside of the box, maybe trying to find a new fan, trying to keep existing fan base, expand the fan base, and that's what Lucas Oil wants to do. So we wanted to be a part of what you were doing.
You and I got talking about some other ideas outside of racing, possibly some vintage bike shows, and we're going to explore those avenues as well. Obviously, this is quite a range of motorsports people here at Motorama. What do you guys take away from this event? Why do you get involved in an event like Motorama?
It's a great opportunity to interact with the fans, talk about our new product line, but more hear about what it is they need and what they want. Everybody's got a great car story here too. And that's a big part of this whole thing, is the people and the cars. So, these are really important events for us.
Lucas Oil has had a huge footprint in racing across Ontario, Canada, and North America, and probably the world as well. Going to continue that strong foothold?
Yeah, it's really the cornerstone of how we go to business. It's our way of saying, first off, it's a passion that we pursue, typically on a personal level as well as a professional level, and it's our way of giving back. You and I talked about also some cool programs we're going to work on to put Lucas Oil products in the hands of the racers. You guys got some great product offerings that'll really help our guys out. Are you guys excited about getting involved with us on that front as well? Absolutely, absolutely. Again, if they're not aware of it, if they've never tried it, if they've never had an opportunity to get it, if they don't have an avenue, we just want to break down all those barriers, take away all those walls, and just blow this thing wide open and go for it. Well, we really appreciate your support. We're super excited to be part of the Lucas Oil family, and welcome to the Ohsweken family. Thanks a lot, Clinton.
There is less than 1/100th of an inch of motor oil protecting your car's engine. Friction and heat causes engine oil to experience thermal breakdown, weakening its ability to protect the engine and its parts. Lucas Heavy Duty Oil Stabilizer is specially formulated to resist thermal breakdown, protect vital engine parts, and extend the life of your engine. It also stops smoking, knocking, and oil consumption in worn engines. Lucas Heavy Duty Oil Stabilizer. Keep that engine alive.
Welcome back to this special edition of Inside Groove. Let's see who Clinton's talking with now at the Motorama show.
Well, we're here with Mac Demand. Mac, we're just talking about Lucas Oil.
Yeah, really cool that they've come on board with Ohsweken Speedway. They've been a huge supporter of my short track racing efforts for about 10 years now, and just a great supporter of oval track racing in Ontario and road course racing too. So to be able to hold the Lucas Oil flag in victory lane and show them even more support is going to be a great year.
What's your concrete plans for Ohsweken for this season?
Going to run the crate full time for points. Maybe mix in a 360 race on the Saturday or Sunday here or there, but I'll be at Ohsweken every Friday night, and you should be too.
Ohsweken Speedway is reopening this summer. Clinton Jeffrey stopped by to talk to Alex Nagy.
Well, here at the Motorama show, we're with Alex Nagy. Alex, what's your official title?
General Manager of Ohsweken Motor Speedway.
Mine's official General Manager of Ohsweken Speedway. So people may wonder why you and I are sitting down. A lot of people figure we're going to be like oil and water, but obviously when Cayuga left the market, Ohsweken kind of filled that void in the region and has worked around. Now, when I asked Glenn, what's your thoughts on with Cayuga coming back and now it's Ohsweken, he says, we want to work with everybody. So this little segment, people are figuring we're probably competitors, but most of your events, I'm hoping, aren't going to fall on a Friday, at least not this year. Nope. And I think we're going to work together to try and put on some great racing for the fans in our region. What's your thoughts on the relationship between Ohsweken and Ohsweken going forward?
We're in the exact same boat. I think we can definitely accent each other. You're right, we won't be racing Fridays. I think that we're all, we're both going to have some different fans, but we're going to have the same fans in some cases. And I look at it this way, people know, I get the same questions from people, what are you going to do if Fort Erie track, Canadian Motor Speedway opens up? I wish it would open up tomorrow, and I'm sure you guys would too. It's just, I think it's good for our industry, and I can tell you that I feel the two best racetracks in Ontario are going to be right within about 30 miles of each other, or 20 miles of each other, and one's going to be dirt and one's going to be asphalt. And you guys, I've told you 100,000 times, and I've told Glenn, you guys do bang up job as good as or better than anybody, and we expect to be the same on the asphalt side.
Let's talk about leaving NASCAR. A lot of people looked at you and thought, maybe, are you crazy to jump off that bridge? You got a good job there. You're doing a good job. The series is strong with Pinty's support. What would cause you to make that move?
I don't know. No, you know what? I'll tell you, and I tell everybody this, and I just told a fan of our track and your track at the show here, and they asked me the same question, and I wasn't looking for a job. As you know, we've worked together in the NASCAR side a little bit, and I loved it. I loved the job. I love NASCAR. But after meeting with Ken and Jerry, and as time passed, it just continued to feel like more of a really good fit for me and my family personally. So, and then there's no doubt there's a little bit of, I'll put it this way. I'd never guessed I'd made a living in the motorsports business. I would have never guessed that I'd have went down south and worked in the business for 3 years, and I did, and I was like, I couldn't believe it. Who would have ever thought? If I'd have bet you $1,000 10 years ago that I would never work for NASCAR, and I got that opportunity, and grateful for it. And who would have ever thought you would also get a chance to resurrect your most favorite speedway in the world that is near and dear to my heart, which I love. So I'm getting to do that too. So I'm fortunate.
We were all on the promoters panel yesterday, and we had a great discussion. I heard lots of great positive things that came of it. I think more than anything, it probably showed a lot of the motorsports world that figures we're all going to be at odds with each other, that all of us to a T realize the value of each other. We can learn from each other and build off each other. I mean, I definitely took a few things out of that discussion yesterday that I'm going to implement on our end, and hopefully some of the things we came up with that other guys find. Is that surprising to you? Are you hearing the same thing where everybody figures we're going to be each other's throats?
No, you're absolutely right, and I think not because I'm on this side now, but when I worked for NASCAR, I dealt with different racetracks across the whole country, and that was one thing I always preached. I'd have 2 tracks in an area that has only 2 tracks within 300-400 miles, and you're fighting and not wanting to work together. And there's times when I was a mediator, and I hope that I brought that together, and I could see some of that. So, once I stepped into this seat or thought about it, you start looking at, like yourself, I'm fortunate to know everybody in the business. And, but like you said, I think we proved it at the panel yesterday that there's no doubt the biggest appetite for the willingness to work together and to make our sport succeed, however it is, motorsports in general, at a high level for everybody. So that, to me, is one of the most refreshing things. And you folks, with dirt cars, with sprint cars and modifieds, that's been a proven formula for so many years, when you could race a dirt modified anywhere, a sprint car anywhere. So, we need on the asphalt side to start having some of that. And at the APC series in Flamborough and Delaware, those cars all of a sudden are starting to become the same, and starting to see it with the super stocks. So hopefully, we can continue to all work towards that. And I think that will be a recipe for incredible racing in our province.
As quickly as you can, explain to us what the end game is for Jacasa. I mean, obviously you're going to have to put the screws to it to get it race ready for the end of August, but is this a 2-year plan, a 5-year plan to get where you guys ultimately want it to be? Yeah,
it's a 4 or 5 year plan, Clint. We've the facility was 250 acres. We've just acquired another 100, so we've got a lot of room. In 2018, once the oval track side is pretty much done, we'll start to move towards completing a permanent festival concert area. Then beyond that, our next phase will be to build a road course, and with the space we have, and depending on our industry evolves all the time, so we have the ability to be able to be pretty flexible and maybe run with something that becomes really popular, whatever that is. So I don't know if it'll ever end, but I mean, for sure 4 to 5 years, and then I think in this industry, your plan is one thing, but I don't think it ever ends, as you know. I think it's like anything these days, you need to evolve to survive, and I think that we'll continue to do that, just like you have at Ohsweken and everybody else is starting to do in Ontario and beyond. So I think the sport is, everybody I talked to, from clothing manufacturers to safety gear, at our panel yesterday, I think that we're all starting to create a great product, and I think that our fans, or people that are new fans, are starting to see that, and the entertainment values there. And we're in the entertainment business, and I think that we're all getting better at that, and that's gonna help us.
You touched on the road course aspect. One thing that I look at the pictures of, and I'm kind of wondering, are we going to see the small mini stock micro sprint type oval somewhere in the property to accommodate all those smaller support type divisions?
Yeah, I don't know. It's not 100% in our plans yet. There's a lot of tracks around that are smaller that really can service that market, and I don't know if there's enough of it for us to jump into that. And I think that we'll have enough on our plate that I think we'll leave that up to the people that are better geared for it right now.
Best of luck. I appreciate the talk, Alex, and we look forward to working with you going forward.
Me too, 100%. We really do. It's going to be great.
Safety is one of the most important parts of racing. Let's check in with the guys at Epic Raceway to see what they have for this season.
Well, we're here with Dan Bailey from Epic Raceway. Dan, the quick question is, why Ohsweken Speedway?
Why not Ohsweken Speedway? Ohsweken Speedway provides the best show, the highest caliber racing, and the most entertainment value for the fans, and their drivers are fantastic. Glenn, yourself, everybody are loyal supporters. We help you, you help us. It couldn't be better.
Dan, have you guys seen much come from Ohsweken Speedway? Obviously, you're involved from the sponsorship side, and one of the coolest things we do are the championship suits. I see a lot of them here picking them up this weekend. How cool is that for you guys to have Epic Racewear on our championship suits every year?
It's fantastic, and as I say, Ohsweken has returned so much to us. Our investment in Ohsweken has been more than beneficial. It's allowed us to broadcast us into a market that we never experienced before. We were not dirt racers. When we met with Greg Calnan years ago and hammered out a deal, and now we speak with you on a regular basis, and every single week we receive phone calls from Ohsweken Speedway racers, supporters, staff members, friends of people who have seen Epic Racewear at Ohsweken. It pays dividends like you wouldn't believe.
Now, we're working on some other programs, Backpack Night, all kinds of cool stuff. What are some of the cool products that Epic's got out there right now that maybe the racers or fans don't know they can get a hold of you guys to purchase?
Epic Racewear does anything and everything that you want to put your brand on, from baseball hats to t-shirts to giveaways to hero cards. We wrap vehicles, we do mini checkered flags, we do backpacks, we do anything and everything you can possibly imagine.
Shoes, driver gloves. Now you've got a whole generation of parts you guys are breaking into. Tell us about the parts business that you guys are starting to get involved in. They know they can get their safety gear from you, but a lot of the parts now.
Yes, now we've opened up our branding to every race part available. Open wheel, closed wheel, winged, non-winged, other brands of safety wear as well. Simpson, G-Force, any suit product that you need, we're now available to get. Any brand, any quality, anything you like. Our Epic brand, I feel, is superior. It's top-notch. Other people are dedicated to certain brands. We can now offer that brand as well.
Thanks for all your help and support, Dan. We really appreciate what you and Bob do, and we're looking for a great future between Epic and Ohsweken.
We're looking forward to it as well.
Save energy dollars today. Insta Insulation is the right choice for Mike Holmes of Homes on Homes, and it will be the right choice for you too. Call 1-800-668-0311 or visit instainsulation.com.
Do you like modifieds, sprint cars, and late models? The Triple Crown Showdown's back! If you can win all 3 races, you get $25,000. Let's see what Clint's up to down at Motorama.
Well, we're here again at Motorama with Charlie Sandercock. Charlie, not one of the normal Ohsweken guys we'd be talking to, but you come into our fold this year due to the Triple Crown Showdown on August 24th. Big race deal, Go Nuclear late models, which you'll be in, 360 sprints, which you've already raced, but you're looking for a big block, right? And if I understand things correctly, you got to go nuclear late model that we may be able to trade to one of these big dogs who might want to go for the $25,000 bonus if you can win all three. What do you think about the event, and are you excited to get back to Ohsweken?
Yeah, definitely looking forward to the Triple Crown Showdown again. Going to bring in a sprint car as well as the late model, and yeah, we do have an extra late model in the stable right now that we would definitely like to trade off a ride for Big Block Modified to try and shoot for that extra bonus money. And it's going to be a tough challenge. There's going to be a lot of guys in town that weekend, but it's definitely one we're always up for a challenge and looking forward to coming back to Ohsweken Speedway.
Let's talk quickly about how late models. We get a lot of requests to Ohsweken for the late models, but the division's really kind of taken off. I mean, Brighton's always been the support of that, but we get a lot of requests. Do you feel late models are on the swing a bit?
Late models are big, especially down through the United States. Brighton area has always been a late model track area where modifiers are kind of on each side of us. But I think the more we get out there, the more we put on good shows with good car counts and nice door-to-door racing, people realize how competitive and how fast and how cool these things are, especially when you don't see them all the time. When they come around and it's like, oh, those things are fun and those things are cool to watch. So I really think that the more they get out there, the more people see them, and it turns around people like us to come back.
Obviously, it's a little bit too early to set out your schedule, but the day after the Triple Crown Showdown, we've got a topless late model open. What are your thoughts on that? Obviously, you bring a crate. You could have a super late there. Is that something you guys would entertain? Is it something you're excited about, or what are your thoughts on that program?
That'd definitely be something I'd be interested in, an open race at Ohsweken. That'd be really cool. I guess if we're coming up with 2 crate late models and driving someone else's big block, then we wouldn't be able to put together an open motor for that deal. But if we have 2 cars there, we can put together an open motor for that, then that'd be cool too.
What about the thoughts with taking the roof off? Is that something that's cool, exciting, or what do you thought?
It's definitely something we do once or twice a year with the Brighton Speedway and as well to Go Nuclear. It just gives a different feel to the car, different look for the fans, and just something different. So really looking forward to that too.
Now we're in the IBOC booth with your car this weekend at Motorama. One of the coolest setups for the car. You didn't just sit here, you got it all jacked up like it's loaded up. Talk about where this display idea came from and how'd you guys get it to look like this?
We're always looking to kind of catch the eye of the fan and the person walking by, and just wanted to give the car some attitude so it looks like, hey, it's on the racetrack. This thing's fast and it's sitting still. Just kind of simulated as it's getting into the corners, through the corner, jacked up, and just wanting to go.
Looks pretty badass here, Charlie. Thanks a lot for your time, and we look forward to having you as part of the Triple Crown Showdown event that week.
Thanks very much. We're looking forward to it.
Thank you for watching this episode of Inside Groove. I'm Jackson Jeffrey. And hey, Greg, you need to get a better contract because we're off to the Burger Barn.